Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison, and today I wanted to show you a brand new set of products called Snowflake Showcase. These are exclusive to Stampin' Up! And to the month of November. So starting November 1st, you can order these, and they're available until November 30th. However, they are only available while supplies last. So they may sell out, so you don't want to wait if you really want something. So let me show you the products included. First up, we've got a stamp set, Snow is Glistening. This is a 14-piece stamp set. We've got trees and snowflakes and beautiful sayings and beautiful sentiments and the fonts. I just love the fonts. So that's one of the stamp sets. The second stamp set available is called Happiness Surrounds. It also has 14 pieces, and it complements the Snowfall Thinlits Dies, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So we've got two stamp sets to choose from. Okay, or you can have both. And then I'm going to bring in the Snowfall Thinlits Dies. Now, it's a bit misleading because when you call something Snowfall, you're going to think it's only snowflakes. And it only goes with the Snow is Glistening stamp set, and that's not true. It actually goes with both. So let me show you. There's two types of dies included. We have framelets. A framelit die is a die that actually frames a stamp and cuts it out perfectly. So there, this one frames these two stamps, for instance. As opposed to a thinlet, which cuts out its own shape, but it doesn't relate directly to the stamps. Okay, so that's the difference. So you get a variety. This is 20 pieces, and you've got some that match the Happiness Surrounds, and you have some that match Snow is Glistening. And again, you've got snowflakes you can cut out, but you also have framelets that you can cut out that match the actual stamps. So you can stamp it and cut it out. Okay, so those are three of the products. The fourth product is Snowflake Trinkets, and I'll just open these. You get 20 of these, so two designs. So let me find the two designs. Yeah, there we go. They're quite, they're substantial, but they're light enough they won't add to the cost of your postage if you're putting those on a card. Okay, so very nice metal trinkets. And then the fifth product is here on the flyer called White Velvet Sheets, and I don't have those at the moment, but I have seen them, and it is a 12 by 12 sheets, and they have a velvet finish. I don't know how else to describe it. It's beautiful. It's just like velvet paper, and they're white, so very pretty for snow drifts or snowflakes, or oh my gosh, it's really, really pretty. So those are the products available. Let me show you a card I made. So here's my card. And for this card, I happen to use the dies and the Snow is Glistening stamp set. Now I wanted to show you something you can do with the dies. You can cut out, obviously, your snowflake, but you can also emboss. And let me show you how to do that. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot Embossing Mats. So this is a product that we sell. It comes together, and with the set you get a blue silicone pad, quite light. You get a gray silicone pad that is quite a bit thicker. I'm going to say probably at least 5 times thicker, maybe. Quite a bit thicker than this. And then we have this white opaque plate that goes on top. If you purchase this product, don't throw away the instructions. Keep those. I keep them wrapped with my silicone mats just so I remember what sandwich I need for what. So I'm going to take the die from the stamp set here, or the die set, sorry. And I've got my Big Shot platform. I've got a clear cutting pad. Then I have my die. And in this particular case, if you want to emboss as opposed to cut it out, you're going to place it so that the cutting edge is facing up, which is contrary to what you would normally do. You'd normally put it facing down on your paper. And then I'm going to put my paper that I want to emboss on top. And then I'm going to select one of these silicone pads. And for this project, I find that the blue one is light, and I prefer that look of that as opposed to having it too etched. And then on top of that goes the white plate, and then that just gets run through the Big Shot. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so now I'm back, and I'm just going to open up my sandwich here, and you can see that this is etched. embossed instead of cut through, and I want to use this side. Okay, so that's just the shape of the snowflake. So let me bring in the elements that I'm going to need for the card. I'm going to need my card base. This is a thick Whisper White cardstock cut to its normal 5.5 by 8.5, and then it's scored at 4 1/4 to make your card base. Then I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, and this one is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, so that's going to form a layer. Then I have my snowflake that's been embossed, and that's 3 3/4 by 5, so all pieces are 1/4 inch smaller than the one before. And then I do have a piece of Bermuda Bay cut to 3/4 by 3 for my saying. So the first thing I want to do is add some color to my snowflake. I'm going to grab some daubers and my Pool Party ink, and I'm just going to go over. Just add some color. Next I've got Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to go over that a little bit more. So you could use any color. You could use Coastal Cabana. That would be very pretty. Okay, so I'm not worrying about that because I'm going to be covering that up. Okay, so now once I've got my color added, I'm going to start adding some elements to this. But the first thing I really want to do is start by putting my card together. And the reason is, I find that if I build my card before I start adding elements like rhinestones or anything like that, then when I put my snail on, I'm not trying to fight against those elements that are holding my card from being flat. And this way I can also turn it over and rub, because your fingers, actually, the heat burnish your card and allow the glue to stick really well. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. And the next thing I want to do is emboss my words. So I've got my little strip here, and I've got my embossing buddy. I always use an embossing buddy when I'm embossing because I don't want stray pieces of embossing powder to stick where I don't want, because it tends to stick to oils from your skin. So if you touch this, it's going to stick. So now I've got my Versamark pad and my saying, sending a blizzard of wishes for a wonderful season. And I love that these are photopolymer because I can see through them. So I can place that perfectly. Then I've got my piece of paper under here just to catch my leftover embossing powder. And I'm going to just add, I'm a dumper, I like to dump my embossing powder. So there we go. I'm going to give it a few flicks just to get rid of any strays. So it's only sticking to where I've got my Versamark because I use my embossing buddy. Okay, and always put your lid on before you start embossing. Bring that back in. And now I'm going to emboss. So I'm going to use number 2 setting, but the first thing I want to do is heat up my heat tool because I don't want to put it on cold. So I'm just going to heat it up. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to just use my snips to hold my piece in place because it's a small piece and it might go blowing away otherwise. All right, so now that that is embossed, I can keep building on my card here. So I'm going to add some snail. I'm just going to add. Okay, so I have pre-cut the framelit die out of Coastal Cabana, and I'm just going to pop that piece up with a Stampin' Dimensional just to give it some dimension. And can you see how that fits right in the middle of that die? Fits perfectly. My original card had a little white snowflake, but I'm going to use sparkle glitter paper snowflake for this, and I'm going to apply it with a glue dot just in the middle. I just want to hold it in place. I don't have to glue the whole thing down. Okay, so there we go. And you can have it match up like that, or you can offset it. I think I'll offset it. And the last element I'm going to add is a snowflake trinket. So let's add that again with a glue dot. So I'm just gonna put that in the middle. It's just got some dimension and texture there, which I really like. And then I have to add some rhinestones because I love rhinestones. So this is our picket tool. Oh gosh, I don't remember the real name. It's Take Your Pick. Of course, it's a cute name. So I just want to turn it so I get some of the putty out of here, and I can add my rhinestones. So it just picks up your elements and pops them down. I don't know what I did without this tool. I just love it. Okay, and I've created a diamond shape with them. Just find that if you use 3 or 5 of any element, it works better, an odd number. And I'm just gonna get a nice crease. And so there's my card. So let me just bring in again the products that are available during this promotion. We have our Snowfall Thinlits Dies, and I've taken that one off, but 20 dies. We've got a stamp set Snow is Glistening, 14 pieces. We have Happiness Surrounds, also 14 pieces. We have our Snowflake Trinkets, 20 pieces. And we have the White Velvet 12 by 12 paper. Those are all available. And as I said, if you really love these products, please don't wait too long after November 1st because they could sell out, and then that would be sad. So thank you so much for stamping with me today. And if you have any questions, please visit my stampcrazywithallison.com blog because I will have this card up and I will have dimensions and whatnot over there. So thanks so much and happy stamping.